at Bishop Night Osaka. He's gonna come back and talk about his project called The House, and he's gonna give us an update on what's been happening in my house.
The house. Hello everyone. My name is Mark White. I'm sorry this is in English. I speak only Nihongo. So this is part two, as I say. This is part two of my house as I saw it. The house, and we're talking about love, the house, this piece of decrepitude here, this house that's falling apart, saw it for sale, and I wanted it. I fell in love with it. So I did, literally on a whim, that day, that afternoon, decided to buy this broken down old Kaminka. It had the garden, which was a key feature. I love gardening. I think growing and planting a seed, tane, in the ground, and you give it love, and it grows. It gives something back to you. Not only food, but it gives you some, I don't know, nurture, I guess, restoration in your own spirit. So this is the garden after I bought it when it was in its kind of most prolific. And I have volunteers who come, and you will see later in other slides, who could eat for the whole summer from what was produced from the garden. And growing and working together and planting together and looking after the garden together. It not only took the garden coming back to life, it actually meant that the house had to be restored and renovated. Everything was ruined inside. And so it went from literally me learning new skills, having friends coming, having volunteers coming to help me find ways to restore it in the cheapest possible way. Here are some friends of mine who came. These are all colleagues from school. There's Philip, Aya, and Michael. We actually got together and they came and helped rebuild this is an irori, the original irori, and we built it with wood so you could sit around in a community. So we could continue to bring people. I've had probably 160 odd people come to this house by now, learning new skills. This is Miki on the roof, pushed her up there. She's actually rebuilding I don't know what this is called in Japanese, but the pointing, but thank you. Yeah, you need to come and fix one too. And so she's learning new skills. This is Wei and Maki. They were a Chinese girl and a Japanese girl who came to stay. And again, they learn new skills. They've never picked up a spade before. They've never used a pickaxe, and they've never used the wheelbarrow. So they actually had to graft and get dirty and get blisters on their hands. But the other side of that, of the work, is also the creation. It's an artist house as well. It's an artist retreat. So this is the orori that you see is now being transformed from that old place that you saw. And it's an art space, and people come and create and enjoy putting art together with other people. I have volunteers from many different countries coming together. And I try to give people the skills, the opportunity to do things they've never done before, to take a risk, to try. This is a craft workshop area that I built so that people could get together with chisels and power tools and skill saws and whatever, and try and create something new, something that they probably have never done before. And then, of course, it always comes back to the love of a community. There's me over here. There's my son here, Jay. There's Mary, Alex, Julia, and what's her name? Ding Ding. Ding Ding. She's from Taiwan. She was actually an architect who actually helped do some work on the house. And I get people together from all these different places who volunteer, or sometimes they're Airbnb guests, and I try to provide them, as I say, it's not just being there, they must create. I'm kind of really a stickler on this. Come and create. You can try and, I just put paint. Try and paint, do something. And that's part of the motive, and that was one of the paintings that some two girls, or one girl, Victoria, did actually. And she took the idea from somebody else, but she created her own piece, and she was something she was really proud of, and she left at the house as a kind of legacy of what can be created in that moment, in that space with other people. This is the future, this is the part two of it. I want to make a deck outside of the Engawa so that has a ramp which is then wheelchair accessible, so that it's more inclusive and diverse. And it's going to be a big job because I don't have money, so everything I get for the house is stolen or taken off the side of the road or found. And again, I've had some great people who, maybe a little crazy people, who can have pulled together a wiring plan for the house, even though they didn't have the skills, but they can help me put the wiring in. This is the next thing that needs to go in the house, so if anybody knows how to put in a wood stove, I've got this just arrived at the house last week with some volunteers, 183 kilos. It now has to go in, we now have to fit it, we now have to have it heating up the hot water for the bathtub. I need you. So someone better volunteer tonight, or I'll be after you all. And here's some pictures of what the house has become. It's become a social, creative space of love. I actually had some guests or volunteers who came, Mary and Max, who actually met here, fell in love here, got married, came back for our anniversary, and they're coming back in March again. So it's a house of bringing people together with love. There's me. One of the things I like to do is get my hands dirty. This was in January, I think, earlier in January, when it was still before the snow. It's great to build. It's great to make. It's great to create. And it stands the test of time as well. And this is the house at night. Before it was that kind of quiet, decrepit place that was slowly falling to its death and ruin. Now it's a living space. It lives on its own now. I don't have to be there. It's funny that I don't believe in the spiritual, but this house has some spirit now. I don't know where it comes from. I think it comes from people. And the people these are all the hands of guests or friends or volunteers who come. They've shared their efforts. This is a wall of jobs to do. And I'm not deciding them. I'm not the boss. It's people just coming and deciding what they can do for the house. I don't tell them what to do. They help me. And this is the house you saw right at the start. You saw everything was broken down. This is it now. A space that is fantastical in a way, unique. Perhaps I'm having Toto Henna Gaijin. Thank you.
Please stay on stage. Okay, do we have a question for Mark from the audience?
Where is the house? Because I haven't seen part one.
Well, yeah, very good question. Where is the house?
Who knows the actress Non? Princess Jellyfish? She was in a famous TV show. What was the TV show? Natsuki. Natsuki. So it's in Kamikawa. Her village is Kamikawa. So if you look up Non, the actress who was in Princess Jellyfish, and some NHK TV shows, and she's got a band and stuff. She came from this village, which is really cute. It's 35 minutes north of Himeji, on the Bantan train line, just on the expressway and the train line. It's really accessible from Osaka, so I expect you all to volunteer at some point. I'll have a list over there.
List of
Seriously,
jobs to
I'm
do.
serious. And you have to do 3 hours a day, and then you get free bed, and the food you get out of the garden. But you get free stay, basically. If you work for me, you get free stay. And you can be part of something that will be inclusive and bring in. I have a friend in a wheelchair, Yosuke, he was at the last picture here. I want him to be able to come to my space too, and that's the access part of it, what I want to build, and that was the ramp that you saw right at the end there, part of the future for the house. So it's near Himeji. Easy for you to get to, so no excuses.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. Okay. So this marks the end of the second part of